Roger and Out at 2 Horse War as they go to the next. Roger and Out jumped at a length and a half. Tengahari. 6 to Kanahai running a big race under the whip. Region's under pressure. 4 to Prince Lindell. Arabian Myth's going much better today. 8 then to win the Strand. You wouldn't fancy Alvin Shearer as they go out towards the abattoirs with 7 to jump and then 2 to Lawfaloo. Roger and Out led 3 lengths and he's going boldly. Tengahari second, then Kanahai 8 lengths away, then to Arabian Myth as they go over the 7th last. Roger and Out fell. He was going like a winner too. He's out of it, Roger and Out, and Tengahari led and Kanahai nearly came down. Tengahari's 2 to Kanahai at the 3rd of the abattoirs. And they're 20 lengths to Arabian Myth and old Prince Lindell and Region. Then in the Strand at a long gap to Lawfaloo. Kanahai has another crack at Tengahari with 4 to jump, and they're 30 in front of Prince Lindell. Arabian Myth and Region, they go over it and Kanahai's got away. He's 2 lengths in front of Tengahari. 25 lengths Arabian Myth, Prince Lindell at the 3rd last. Into the 4th last rather, and it's Kanahai about 3 in front of Tengahari. No, they've only got 2 to jump. 30 lengths away Arabian Myth, 2 lengths away Prince Lindell. A gap to Region. They've got 2 to go in the Grand National Steeplechase, and Kanahai, he made the turn very badly. Must have lost 3 lengths, and Tengahari has another crack at him. 15 lengths to Arabian Myth and Prince Lindell running on. Further back in the field to Region, and then came in the Strand and Lawfaloo. Kanahai with 1 to jump. Constable's got him 3 in front of Tengahari at the last. They've jumped 27. Here's the 28. Kanahai runs out and he jumped at 2 lengths in front of Tengahari. A long gap to Arabian Myth, and further back in the field Prince Lindell. But here's a boil over in the Grand National Steeplechase. Kanahai's about 6 in front of Tengahari. Old Region's running on. I reckon he might get a place. He and Prince Lindell will fight it out. But Kanahai wins the Grand National Steeplechase by about 6 to Tengahari and Region. Eric Musgrove's had a wonderful season as a trainer, and that tops it off. Kanahai first, Tengahari second, Region third. He might need another lap, the old grey. Then Prince Lindell from Arabian Myth. Christine Reeve completed the course on Lawfaloo in the Strand, Alvin Shearer. And the 2 to come to grief, Magna, who fell at about the 1800, and Roger and Out, who was going magnificently when he fell at the abattoirs. Now, Magna's okay, and so's Roger and Out. Both the horses are fine. It's 9, 2 and 3. What a result for the bookies. Kanahai, who prior to today, he'd run 4th in the Australian steeple. He'd won just 3 races, 2 of them on heavy tracks at Sandown. But on top of the ground today at Flemington, he has outstayed them to win the biggest prize of them all, the Grand National Steeplechase. The first time $100,000 race, and Kanahai simply outstayed them and outclassed them. Tengahari, his usual great race, twice now placed in a Grand National. And Prince Lindell's amazing run of 4 Grand Nationals and 4 placings, hurdles and steeples, came to an end when Region cut him out of 3rd. Kanahai eased down by Constable on the line. And Eric Musgrove, who's been one of the finest horsemen Australia's ever produced as a show jumping rider, has turned his hand to training. He's going to win the Trainers' Premiership. And even more importantly than that, he's won the Grand National Steeple.
19.25 and $3, 2 Tengahari 75 cents, 3 Region 95 cents, the Quinella $26.85, and the Trifecta $375.10. Correct weight on the Grand National Steeple. Bruce.
Racing this time, Northern Spirit a little slow to begin, so did Kubler Red, and True Sculptor showing speed. They're heading to the outside. Out there with them too was Blue Tune showing great speed, and so too Oh So True, and Our Archie is with those. And in that division too, but ridden along was Peace Mission, and also coming across with them now is Northern Spirit more from the outside to the from the centre to the outside, whilst back along the inside running in the all white, it's Dior Rose showing clear there. Going up with it though is making good ground. Northern Spirit making a headway, I should say Hathor. Hathor races up and takes the lead away. They were followed just behind them by Pimento Star. Stage Gown labouring on the rail, working home between horses Twigtonia and also Reign of Silver. They're stretched across the track with 2:50 to go. Hathor the inside, down the outside True Sculptor, just the leader from Blue Tune, and Kubler Red is coming through the pack, and also Twigtonia. Twigtonia drives through about 4 or 5 away from the rail, and Twigtonia is going to be too good. Pimento Star will get second, third's a dead heat. Hathor or Kubler Kubla Red, Brain of Silver, Oh So True Infidelity. They were followed then by Peace Mission running home from Pearl of Balmoral and Arachi, and further back in the field behind them Colquilla. They were followed next in behind those by Mr. Millionaire Stage Gown and Dior Rose knocking up. Further back in the field then came towards the tail Baroness Vera.
A couple of close ones in Victoria Park today. 9.19 in the photo. After the photo in Adelaide, it's 9.19 and 5, and what a trifecta. 9 Twigtonia 7.50 and 2.25. 19 Pimento Star 3.70 and 5 Kubla Red $1.70. Quinella for 50 cents. $145.60. The trifecta for 50 cents, and I don't think there were too many on it. $17,792.25. Right, well, race 4 is due to get underway.
100 metres.
And
They're
they're
racing.
It was a lovely start. At the end of about 100 metres, Social Time drops out to the tail of the field, and Midnight Curfew just in front from Bernard's Pleasure and Nakundra. Misbelievers handily positioned, then Stately Bearing and Rangoon Leader, followed by King Zephyr and Tropical Prince. And behind those next on the outside is Garuna. I note Midnight Curfew really pushing up towards the lead. Dublin Prince is going to be prodded out very deep, and so too is Prometheus. A length and a quarter away next, Algonquin Club, and then Alston Social Time hot. And last of all is Dunfermline Abbey. Going to the first corner, and Nakundra under his big weight, the leader from Stately Bearing. Third position, Misbelieve on the inside of Bernard's Pleasure, and settling back fifth now, Midnight Curfew. Then comes Garuna on the outside of the grey King Zephyr. A length further back is Rangoon Leader, followed by Stormy Gypsy. Then Prometheus and Tropical Prince, followed a length further away by Dublin Prince Social Time hot. Well back in the runners, Algonquin Club, followed on the outside, 3 wide, in fact, by Alston, and Dunfermline Abbey trails at the 650, and Nakundra leads a half-length Stately Bearing. Misbelieve keeping Midnight Curfew snookered. Wonder Rangoon Leader, Bernard's Pleasure, King Zephyr and Garuna. Then Tropical Prince and Social Time a length the hot. Then Stormy Gypsy. Around the corner they travel, and quickly Stately Bearing raced up to head Nakundra. Misbelieve joining in. Midnight Curfew looking for the run, and then Rangoon Leader. And Social Time is dashing down the middle of the track from Garuna. Social Time way out in the centre. Looks as though it's taken the lead. Garuna going with it. Tropical Prince has moved to third. Social Time, Garuna a half. Tropical Prince, Garuna just in front. Social Time is kicking back. Garuna and Social Time. Social Time does the better. Flying up on the inside was Algonquin Club. Oh, they're wide apart here. Algonquin Club has flashed up on the inside and made it very interesting with Social Time on the extreme outer. Third placing, Garuna, followed by Rangoon Leader and Tropical Prince, then hot, followed by Dunfermline Abbey, Midnight Curfew, further back Stormy Gypsy, King Zephyr, Alston, then Nakundra, followed by Prometheus, Dublin Prince, Stately Bearing, Bernard's Pleasure, and Misbelieve back near the rear.
Well, Ian Craig might have wanted Social Time to get up, but it does appear that it might be Algonquin Club on the inside. Bruce McAvaney picked it from Melbourne last week, but I don't know whether he wants to buy into this one. A photo, Randwick, in race 4.
Veritas and Fashionville also in that group of horses as they go past the 8 up towards the 800, and pulling hard in Vino Veritas, County Gossip, Fashionville, Reigning Fury and Bime yet just behind them with Keepsake and Cammy, Bunchfield, Mia Stella and also English Charm, Top Sale and Polita. Talent in that group of horses with Cut the Rug. Wilton Bay's one of the last and Top of the Silks. Only 8 lengths first to last on the turn. There's been no pace on, and the 2 greys, Adrenalina, Fashionville with Reigning Fury, Cut the Rug trying to get out. In Vino Veritas, Mia Stella and Cammy trying to barge its way through from County Gossip. Top Sal and then Keepsake and Polita, and Wilton Bay starting to run on but has a wall of horses in front of her. Adrenalina led, Cut the Rug can't get out in Vino Veritas, and here's Top of the Silks out wide. Cammy's taken the lead at the distance. Polita into the clear with Wilton Bay and Top of the Silks. Cammy's burst away. Brow riding hard, leads a length and a half from Adrenalina. Top of the Silks and Talon with a late run, but Cammy's going to win again today. A good go for the Miners. Top of the Silks and Talon flashing up. Then Adrenalina from English Charm. Further back on the field, Polita in that group of horses, Wilton Bay, and also Cut the Rug with Top South, Keepsake and Vino Veritas. Mia Stella, Fashionville, County Gossip, Reigning Fury and Bime yet. 1:26.2 the time, and Cammy's won again. Darren Brow, what a great run he's having. He's an outstanding young rider. It's one of the best apprentices I think I've seen. I think he's right at the top of the tree, this boy. His ride there was perfect, and his strike rate is quite phenomenal. He's had about 41 rides in the city.
Sydney Totes race 4. Number 2, Algonquin Club on the inside got the verdict. 4.95 and 1.70. 3 Social Time 1.05 and 15. Garuna $3.55. The Quinella $13. The Trifecta $1,576.60. And the extra double there was $13.40.
The Trifecta was $260.95 and the Quinella $15.10. And the extra double today for Seratino and Cami, 2 and 1, $8.70. And let me tell you, there was a big plunge there, Phil, on English Charm, who was back very late at a...
Ready this time. The racing. They both jumped pretty well anyway, and so too did Grey Berber and Nugent, showing good speed, and so too beginning nicely was Opal's Work on the inside as they sort themselves out. It's Opal's Work joined and shaded by Grey Berber and Nugent going up 3 deep. Just in behind them, Fear of Aces, Romancing Comet, Nam Quetta, and right around the outside as Opal's Work dropped back sharply on top of Fear of Aces is Bold Bingo. Then Super Quote followed by Pill Dapper. They're going hard, followed by Sands Court. 2.5 away is Young Vigilante, about 1.5 lengths then to King Kazar, and last of all 2 away was Abbey's Way, working down to the 600, which will shortly bring them into the straight, and the Victorian Grey Berber on top under restraint, led by a long neck to a half. Nugent second. In behind those then is Opal's Work, and off the track Bold Bingo. Nam Quetta looking for a run and gets it. They were followed by Super Quote, Romancing Comet behind them, and then Pill Dapper followed by Sands Court, Sands Pride, and then further back in the field behind those Abbey's Way and Young Vigilante. At the 200, Grey Berber joined by Nugent. Bold Bingo comes at the pair of them. Bold Bingo moves up with Grey Berber, who fights back. Then Nam Quetta, Pill Dapper trying to get through them late, and Super Quote out wide. Grey Berber fights back on the inside, and the kid's got plenty out of it. It's come back to win. Grey Berber from second, Bold Bingo third, Super Quote fourth, Pill Dapper flashing home. Then Nugent just in behind them. They were followed further back in the field by Romancing Comet. In that division too was Nam Quetta, and also in that division behind them came Sculpturesque, and they were followed by Abbey's Way. King Kazar was there, and one of the last ones home behind that division came Romancing Comet, and pulling up very quickly.
It looks like 9, 8 and 13, and another very close race at Victoria Park, the Lord Nelson graduation. 9 is Grey Berber, the favourite. 8, Bold Bingo, and 13 was Super Quote. Good finish in race 4, the Lord Nelson graduation.
And they're racing in Sydney.
Half-Shilling and Picata in company with Vain Top sped out in front, and they lead by 2 lengths on Black Valley Lunch on Sunday. Then Desalon, Diara King. Vainglorious picking up ground from Trace of Silver, Super Asset, and Joyan Gamble Lust. As they go past the 800 metres, and here Half-Shilling on the outside is just in front from Picata. 1.25 lengths Lunch on Sunday. Vain Top on the inside. Then Desalonte, 1 length the Black Valley. Vainglorious, then Super Asset, Joyan Gamble, Ara King, and Absolute being Trace of Silver. They're on the run around the corner at the 500 metres. Half-Shilling and Picata stride for stride. Lunch on Sunday about to unlaunch his challenge, followed by Vain Top, 1 length Desalonte, and then Black Valley and Vainglorious at the 300. And Half-Shilling leads about 3/4 length on Picata. 1 length the Lunch on Sunday. Vain Top getting up on the inside from Black Valley and Super Asset, but it's Half-Shilling the leader coming to the 100 metres. Black Valley on the outside is warming to the task, but Half-Shilling is hanging on. Black Valley's not going to reach him, and then Vainglorious, and Half-Shilling wins. Half-Shilling's just beaten Black Valley. Third home was Vainglorious, then Super Asset, followed by Vain Top Picata. Lunch on Sunday dropped out, then Eric King and Desalonte, Trace of Silver, and Joyan Gamble back at the rear.
Okay, as they go past the post, it's 2, 6 and 3 at Randwick. In race 5, the Gay Vista Handicap. Number 2, Half-Shilling. Number 6 was Black Valley, and number 3, Vainglorious. That's how they were called then in Sydney by Ian Craig. Should have openers now for race 6 in Sydney. Glendara's at Victoria Park race 4, 9 Grey Berber 150 and 70, 13 Super Quote 460 and 8 Bold Bingo 150, Quinella $63 even, Trifecta $291.70. In Sydney, Half-Shilling 205 and 75, 6 Black Valley 70 cents, and 3 Vainglorious $1.60. The Hawks are up 22 points at quarter time. Phil, how's the betting going in this event? The Resi
Right on set. Gates about to go. Away they run. Avanotto jumped out fast. Flash Heaven and Papal Princess a bit slow. Cold Hearted eased out at the start. Black Charleston began very quickly, is going to lead, and Mahogany Rose coming across from the outside with Richfield's Lad as they settle. Ballywick and Gorilla trapped a bit deep. Cold Hearted second last and Flash Heaven last. Let's takes Mahogany Road to the lead, a length to Gorilla pulling hard, and Black Charleston the box seat from Ballywick, Richfield's Lad. Avanotto on the fence at the 1200 from Springfield Lad, Papal Princess. One to Parslip, two to Cold Hearted and three to Flash Habit. Mahogany Road, they're going slowly, led a length to Gorilla pulling, and Black Charleston the box seat at the 1000. Ballywick a half length away, two to Richfield's Lad, and Avanotto getting a good run from Springfield Lad. A half to Parslip, Papal Princess, second last Cold Hearted, and two to Flash Habit. 800 to go, and Mahogany Row a length in front of Gorilla. Black Charleston and then came on the outside of it, Parslip rooming around them. Ballywick, Richfield's Lad and Springfield Lad from Cold Hearted. Avanotto got well back before the turn with Flash Habit and Papal Princess. On the bend, 500 out. Gorilla pulled his way up to join Mahogany Row. Black Charleston goes for a rails run from Ballywick. Then Springfield Lad, Parslip and Cold Hearted running on strongly with Flash Habit. Gorilla, Mahogany Row, Black Charleston's under pressure. Richfield's Lad, Ballywick looking to get out. Cold Hearted, Springfield Lad and Flash Habit. Mahogany Row at the distance. Let's goes for him now from Richfield's Lad and Cold Hearted. Mahogany Row in front, but Cold Hearted's finishing well. Mahogany Row and Nick in front. Cold Hearted through level. Gouchy takes him to the lead, and Cold Hearted wins by a long neck to a half length. Mahogany Row second. Third, Richfield's Lad, Ballywick and Flash Habit. Then Parslip from Gorilla, Black Charleston a shocker. Springfield's Lad's winning runs come to an end. Avanotto second last and Papal Princess last. Official placings after the fifth event on the program, but number 6 will get it. Number 6, Cold Hearted D. Gouchy. Well, it was a sprint home and he was able to finish right over the top of them. 1:37.6 the time. Second, Mahogany Row. Third, Richfield's Lad. Officially fourth has gone to Ballywick.
Is $1.55. Quinella $3. Trifecta $57.10. Melbourne Race 5, 6 Cold Hearted $2.35 and $1. 2 Mahogany Road $2 even. 1 Richfield's Lad $1.50. Quinella $23.75. And the trifecta, not a bad one, $241.65. As we go back to Bruce McAvaney, some footy scores. Bruce, you might be interested in the Hawks at 22 points up over Footscray. North Melbourne 4-1-25. Trail Fitzroy 7-5-47. And Essendon 7-4 lead Richmond 3 points. 3 tribunal results. Kernahan and Narkle off. Rhys Jones found guilty, would you believe? $5,000 fine. Bit unusual.
It's a very hefty fine. Not the first time, of course, he's been up, but the first time he's been up in Perth, Tony, to the tribunal. The margins here were a long neck by 2 lengths. There's George Hanlon talking about...
Set. Should catch him this time. Lord Hunderley. Line looks good. Cool Deal on the inside. El Vaquero. Starter switches on the light. They're racing, and near the inside, Cool Deal came out smartly. Dandy Andy and Roman Artis began well, and so did El Vaquero. Mr. Pepper drifting back shortly after the start, showing speed from out wide. Kenny Lass and Catering King. Roman Artis just in front of Dandy Andy as they link up with the course proper. Roman Artis ridden for speed, about to clear them, going over in front of Dandy Andy and Cool Deal. Catering King now moving up to be second and pulling pretty hard as opposed to first time. Paris Bow now moves to third outside of Cool Deal, and White has Dandy Andy beautifully placed, a length away fifth. Al Vaquero next on the inside of Kenny Lass, and then Princess Gracious a little bit wide. My Blue Kingdom on the inside of Lord Hunderley. 1 to Palmyra Bay, then Addition Bay, followed by Atotari. Playful Princess is deep, then Distancia, Mr. Pepper. Dicky Flyers back second last, and then the Red Jack. Running up the side and heading towards the 1400. Roman Artis is the leader. Not a great deal of speed on at the moment. He moves away, leads by 2 lengths. Catering King second. Cool Deal 1 length away third. A half to Paris Bow, and then Dandy Andy, who's pushed along a little bit. 1 to El Vaquero and 1 to Princess Gracious. Then Kenny Lass on the outside of My Blue Kingdom. A break of 3 to Lord Hunderley and Palmyra Bay together. 2 further back, Atotari on the inside of Addition Bay. 2 to Playful Princess. And then Distancia. Mr. Pepper under the whip. Dicky Flyers giving them a long start. She must be 20 lengths from the leader. She's second last. And then the Red Jack. Onto the next next bend. 850 metres to go. The speed a lot more solid now. Roman Artist leading by a length and a half. Catering King is now getting a charmed run in second place. They're 4 lengths in advance of the third horse, Cool Deal, inside of Paris Bow. Then Dandy Andy, Princess Gracious going forward. El Vaquero next on the inside. Then My Blue Kingdom ridden along. Palmyra Bay going around the outside of Canny Lass. Followed then by Addition Bay, Atari, Playful Princess Distancia. Then Mr. Pepper, Dinky Flyer still second last, and the Red Jack at the rear. Into the straight, 350 metres to go. Catering King loomed up on the outside, hit the lead from Roman Artist. Here comes Dandy Andy, and on the outside, Palmyra Bay with a big run. Dandy Andy hit the lead, 150 metres out. Palmyra Bay going with Dandy Andy. El Vaquero up into third place. Dandy Andy's in front. He's moved away from Palmyra Bay, and he's got them, Dandy Andy. Dandy Andy first, second, El Vaquero third, Palmyra Bay. Fourth home was Atari, and then the Red Jack, Addition Bay, My Blue Kingdom, Princess Gracious, Lord Hunderley. Then Cool Deal, Mr. Pepper, Catering King, Stop, My Blue Kingdom, Distancia, well back, Dinky Flyer, Never in It, and Paris Bow, Canny Lass, Roman Artist, and Playful Princess.
Well, they certainly don't call him the Cups King for nothing. Harry White on Dandy Andy, first past the post. Number 11 was second, and that was El Vaquero, and number 13 third, Palmyra Bay. One to move in Adelaide. That's the next race in Adelaide, so we'll stand by to go over there. And our caller is Ron Paps.
Four-head handicap. Top is $1.75. Elusive Gambler, they're off and running, and a pretty tidy start too, and shortly afterwards our Silver Jan Jump Best to go to the lead and take up from K-Shawl, and with them too My Water of Avon, or Water of Avon. They were followed then by Lowland's Wish, and getting up on the inside, Storm Treasure. Chorus Music was there too. K-Shawl's momentarily gone to the lead. There's going to be pressure applied by Race Against Time, who's coming around them with Lowland's Wish. Getting back into the field now, Chorus Music. Around the outside is Mind Games, and then over on the inside is French Border. About a length and a half, Elusive Gambler. They were followed further back by Lady Lucilla. Then Q & Star, followed behind them by Barbie Girl. Back second last and on the inside is Tizard. And last of all, as they pack up and jam down the side, one of them moving around the outside now is Breeze of Troy from the rear, but the leader K-Shell showed the way, running to the 600, which will bring them into the straight. From on the outside, Lowland's Wish, Race Against Time, Mind Games improving around them, and Elusive Gambler's gone up very, very deep to join in about 5 and 6 wide as they swing. K-Shell, the bolter, got away, 2 in front of the 400 now. Storm Treasure next. Elusive Gambler out very deep, is starting to rocket home. Over on the inside behind them, getting through French Border, Water of Avon, but Elusive Gambler went to the front of the 200. French Border is trying over Storm Treasure. It's Elusive Gambler being pegged back by French Border. Elusive Gambler's got a head out. It's a pretty long head, and it'll get her home, I think. Elusive Gambler just from French Border. Water of Avon in a three-way go with our Silver Jan and Storm Treasure, the minors. Then Chorus Music, Race Against Time. They were followed back in behind those then by K-Shell, who showed plenty of cheek, and then back behind that division.
Well, number 1, Elusive Gambler, looks like getting it. Number 7 was second, and that was French Border. A photo for third. They're ready for us in the mounting yard, where there is a presentation following the Resi Statewide Championship.
In Melbourne earlier in the autumn, $2.35 and $1. El Vaquero $1.50, Palmyra Bay $6.60. So that's a terrific result. Trifecta, by the way, $1,102.25, and the Quinella was $10 even.
Wild Lodge drawn close in, ready to run now. This is race number 6 at Randwick, a big field. Line reasonably steady by our Ambassador Club. Attended in with Ambassador Club, off and running, and the favourite Spinnaker Bay amongst the best to begin. Secretary Jane away well, as was Timely Move, and going quickly as Classic Gazelle. Shooting up on the inside into the prominent spot shortly after the start was Zamalong, and then Trilogy Miss, followed at the head of the others by Moorfield Star, and then Tap the Till. Solar Rain starting to make up some ground as they sort themselves out. Over the 850 crossing, Classic Gazelle, the leader. A length and a quarter on Spinnaker Bay. Third on the inside is Zamalong, followed at the head of the others by Solar Rain, Tap the Till, Moorfield Star, Ambassador Club and Trilogy Miss, Timely Move and Wild Lodge, and then Glendara and Star Frill, followed by Anne, then Elder Time, and well back in the run as they make the run around the home corner was Palace Result, and a good margin off next, and the run was Lady Jubilee as they commence the run around the home corner. It's Genuine's up about 6, straightening now, and Spinnaker Bay's race to the lead. Solar Rain's about a half length away second, a length to Tap the Till, followed by Classic Gazelle, and then Ambassador Club, Moorfield Star. and at the head of the others then Timely Move, 150 to go, and Spinnaker Bay's rider's gone for the whip. Solar Rain's charging at it, and then Ambassador Club and Timely Move. Solar Rain gets the better now of the favourite, and Solar Rain comes away and beats Spinnaker Bay. Tight for third, Ambassador Club and Timely Move, followed by Lodge and Star Frill, and then Moorfield Star and Palace Result, Lady Jubilee Ann, and then came Elder Time, followed home then by Zamalong and Tap the Till, Classic Gazelle, Glendower, Trilogy Miss did nothing, then Secretary Jane, and It's Genuine folded right up to run last.
Looks like 4, 5 and 6 in Sydney, the Cypress Helene Club 11th anniversary handicap. Number 4 was Solar Rain, number 5 Spinnaker Bay, and there is a photo, but it could go to Timely Move. We get the chance, we'll have a look at the openers on the next. The result in the last at Victoria Park: 1 Elusive Gambler 170 and 65, 7 French Border 235, 3 Water Avon 105, the Quinella $17.20, Trifecta $131.70. Okay, we'll take a break and then we'll be back for the next race at Flemington.
Coming.
Light on, ready. Racing, Disputed Pearl jump well, Snipper Pride away all right with Bryant. On the outside, they're coming across Western Sovereign and also Kai Fiesta and King and Coda, and Asian Miners inside of those and wanting to go to the fence, but I think he'll be stuck out wide. So down near the inside, Indian Bow showing terrific speed with Cindy Legend in the early stages. Disputed Pearl's just in behind those horses with Snipper Pride and Bryant. Up there also is Blaze of Interest, and about a half length to Paddy's Try with Laconian just in behind them. Worthy Kingdom just in behind them with the White Wonder and Red Heaven. Tammin Rasset's well back on the inside of those horses. Well back out of it is Sovereign Fire with Fair Risk. Then So Like Star and Lingering is racing very ungenerously. On the outside, Western Sovereign well in front of Kai Fiesta, King and Coda and Asian Minor. On the inside at the 300, and Cindy Legend under the whip with Indian Bow, Disputed Pearl behind them, Snipper Pride, Blaze of Interest, Laconian winding up out wide, King and Coda and Western Sovereign, and here's Worthy Kingdom with a good run. Worthy Kingdom and Hot Lunch is coming home well. Worthy Kingdom's taken the lead from Hot Lunch, and behind them Indian Bow, and Worthy Kingdom goes home to win. Second Hot Lunch out wide. It's tight between Western Sovereign, King and Coda and Indian Bow on the fence for the Miners. Laconian behind those with Red Heaven and Bryant. Then Top Date, Blaze of Interest, White Wonder, So Like Star, Disputed Pearl, Fair Risk. Further back on the field, Snipper Pride, Cindy Legend, Paddy's Try. Then came behind them Lingering with Tammin Rasset, one of the last, and back with those are Kimbo and Asian Minor. Worthy Kingdom, big tip today, well tried and has got up. Number 18 will be first, Worthy Kingdom, ridden by Darren Murphy. 1:13 the time. It's come with a very good run to win from 3 Hot Lunch, which was an excellent run. And it's tight for third between those on the outside, Western Sovereign and King and Coda and Indian Bow down on the fence. They were miles apart. And unless I looked at the replay, I'd just be guessing at the moment. But Worthy Kingdom, who was a...
Elvakira 150 and 13, Palmyra Bay 660, Quinella $10, Trifecta $1,102.25. At Brandwick Race 6, 4 Solar Rain 385 and 110, 5 Spinnaker 65 and 6 Timely Move 310, the Quinella 415, Trifecta $170.70. And at Flemington Race 6, the interim 18 Worthy Kingdom $14.30 and 435, 3 Hot Lunch 110, Indian Bow 120, Quinella and Trifecta are there, so it should be correct weight, $29.80, and Trifecta $946.65. And Bruce